Hey YouTube, this is Refugees Park Fan 62. Kentucky football, let's talk about it. You have support from a lot of people. Um, but the problem is with this team. I'm not entirely sure what, but recently you have started this downward spiral that I don't think you can get out of. You got beat by a 4-6 South Carolina team. 4-6. Theoretically, in past teams, they would have been 4-7. Kentucky would have been 6-3 or 6-4, but 7-4. I mean, but here's the problem: this team, I don't know if it's lack of confidence or what, but okay, putting aside Alabama and Georgia, putting those two teams aside for a minute, because those are great teams. The problem is you have struggled the entire season and barely have beaten teams. Putting Florida win aside at the Swamp earlier this year, you have struggled against cupcake teams back in August and early September, or late August, early September. Cupcake teams. There has to be a point in here where somebody has to be like, we can't keep doing this. We have to start winning. You are going to play in a matter of 6 days, 5 days, somewhere in there, a 10th ranked U of L team who's extremely good. At this point, you don't even deserve to go bowling. We may have 6 wins, but here's the problem: do you deserve those? Putting aside the cupcake teams, putting aside the Florida win, what other wins do we have? Vanderbilt? It seems like since we went on the bye week, we have gone downhill. And that was 4 weeks ago, just about. I'm sick and tired of people saying Kentucky is a basketball school. But it's starting to become, unfortunately, it's starting to become a fact. Look at Kentucky basketball so far. They're 3-1. The hardest game they've played was Kansas so far. It's getting to the point where it's hard to back up people saying, all these different bad things. And there's going to become a point where you're going to start losing fans. So, unfortunately, what's going to happen, depending on U of L and then the bowl game, two things could happen. This time next year, Coach Stoops is looking for somewhere else to coach. But then we run into this problem. If that's the case, who's going to replace him? Because one, other than Texas A&M firing theirs, and I forgot who else firing theirs, there's not that many coaches looking for jobs. So unless you're willing to give Jimbo Fisher a chance, who else is out there? If this was somebody like Coach Saban, he would have been gone a long time ago. So this is the problem. You're we okay. Senior day versus Bama, I completely understand because Alabama is a great school. So is Georgia. Missouri, they this has been an upward year for them. Besides that, we've gotten close to winning some that we should have, and it's just starting to become a tiring trend of trying to defend them, and they need to come together and be like, we can't. This is too much. We need to do something.